Are you being bullied by your bills? No, not all bills. Some bills are just necessary. Today, though, I want to talk about subscriptions. Take a moment with me and think about how many subscriptions you have and what you're getting from those subscriptions. Hi, Al. Doc Martha here. I just want to start by saying I'm not judging anyone for having subscriptions. Some subscriptions make our lives a little easier. Some subscriptions are a better deal than getting things another way, but not all of them. We have a Rottweiler named Might Day, and I'm trying to get away from the word spoiled, so I will call her very well taken care of. And she loves toys, but she's really hard on them. Like if I get her even a tough toy, she will tear that up in a day. So I found a company that had toys that were really supposed to be durable, and I said, cool, I want to get some of those toys. But when I went to the website, it turned out the only way to get them was through a subscription. And I said, okay. Like I said, she's very well cared for. I was like, we'll buy the subscription. And so we started getting these toys. They are, in fact, very durable. And in fact, they're so durable that I quickly realized we didn't need as many toys as we were getting every month. And so I contacted the company and I said, hey, we don't need so many toys. And they were like, well, you have a subscription. So, you have 12 months and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, fine. And then a few more months passed and I was like, we just have too many toys. And I contacted them again and someone said, oh, well, you can do every other month instead of every month. And I said, great, we'll do that. So we did every other month and some more time passed. And I walked into the house about a week ago and I looked on top of the refrigerator and there's not one, not two, but 3 boxes with toys in them still on top of the refrigerator. Now, probably each box is missing one toy because when they come, I usually give her one right away. But as I said, they're very durable. She no longer can tear them to shreds. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to cancel this subscription. And I went back to the website and I touched the help button and I got an AI and the AI said, oh, you have a subscription. You have 3 more months left because once I went to every other month, it just extended the time. And I was like, no, I don't need 3 more months. And then the AI said, oh, you could go to every other month. Yes, I already am getting them every other month. And then the AI said, oh, you're right, which is a thing that AI does, right? It makes an error. When you catch them in the error, it says, yeah, you're right, that's an error. But, okay. So when I insisted that I wanted to cancel, it said, let me get you an agent. A theoretically human agent came on the line. And then this person, this was all on text, so I don't know. And then this person, I'm not kidding you, went through exactly the same script, including you could go to every other month. I'm already getting every other month. I just want to stop. And they said, oh, you want to cancel your subscription? Yes, I do. And so they said they would cancel it for me. But that took me 20 minutes to get to that point, besides the 3 times that I had contacted them before and searching around and trying to figure out how to end the subscription. And that really set me on a path to getting rid of all these subscriptions that I don't need. And let me just say that it wasn't easy. Like over and over again, I had to email, I had to message, I had to talk to multiple people. Each time, it was really hard to make these cancellations. And that's kind of what they're hoping you'll do. Not every subscription, but many of them are hoping that you'll forget that you signed up, that the amount will be small enough that you won't really notice it leaving your bank account, and that you'll do it in perpetuity, forever. This is why I started thinking about the way bills are kind of bullying us, that these payments that we're making are designed to not make it easy to stop. And so when we see the charge go through, maybe we think, oh, I need to get back to that. I need to take care of that. So that's a little bit of attention it takes, a little bit of energy it takes, besides the money that's going out. And sometimes we get subscriptions that we think are going to be really helpful, and then it turns out they're not. And so what do we do about it? I think the first thing we have to do is figure out what subscriptions we have. And then we're going to decide which ones are the ones that we want to get rid of. And then I highly encourage doing it with a friend. Sit down with a friend. Probably you have some of the same subscriptions, and then each of you can do the work of figuring out how to cancel. So I didn't do that. I just went to the website. Later, I looked on using DuckDuckGo because let's not use Google. Using DuckDuckGo, I went and looked, and there were, in fact, other people who said this is what they had to do to cancel the subscription. I just didn't anticipate that it was going to be so hard. So now you know it's likely to be difficult. It's likely to take some time, so do it with a friend. If you both have a subscription to the same thing, one of you can look it up and the other one can be looking up a different subscription, right? So that you're sharing the work. If you don't want to do it with a friend or don't have a friend that you can do it with, I highly recommend doing it while you watch a show that doesn't take too much attention, or listening to your favorite music. Like, give yourself a little bit of time. Know that it's going to take some time. And remember that you're doing this for yourself, and it's an act of resistance to go against the status quo, to go against what they want for you to do. I'd love to hear about your successes and the subscriptions it was really hard to cancel. Let's do some community sharing on this. Take care, y'all.